Welcome in, everyone, to another episode of Let's Talk Lenawee by Visit Lenawee. And today we're talking about the Artalicious Fine Arts Festival that's coming up in September here in Downtown Adrian. We're really excited to have Don Taylor, chair of the committee
Hi,
for
Jenna.
Artalicious. Hi,
How are
Don.
you?
Good. Thanks for being on today. And Pi Benio, one of the original founders of the festival.
Good morning.
Morning. Pi, tell us the location, event date, and the time for Artalicious this year.
Let's see. It's in Downtown Adrian, and it's the 16th and 17th, which is a Saturday, Sunday. Is that correct?
That's correct.
We used to do Fridays, but now we switch it to Saturday, Sunday to see if that's working a little better. Gives us Friday to do all day Friday to do setup.
Yeah.
Which goes a little easier.
That kind of works out better.
Yeah.
Huh? Mm-hmm. Well, the first year then it's on a Saturday and Sunday?
No, this is the second year.
Okay.
We're still kind of piloting it, see what we think.
And we were talking before, we're back to 2 days because we kind of took, after 2020, went down to 1 day, but now we're back to 2. So lots of stuff to do at the fair all weekend.
Right. We have activities going on the total time. Musical, visual arts, demonstrations, youth art activities on Saturday. And we have all kinds of stuff happening.
Okay. What's the time frame, Don, on those 2 days?
Saturday is 11 to 7, and then we have entertainment from 7 o'clock until probably 9 or 9:30 on Saturday night. And Sunday and Friday. I moved backwards, right?
Right.
Sunday is from 11 to 5.
Okay.
So
awesome.
nice, post-church time for people to come, and the artists aren't tearing down and leaving in the middle of the night. So that's good for them to get home and get back to work on Monday. So.
Yeah. A couple opportunities to get downtown.
Right.
Tell us about the type of displays and entertainment that you have planned for this year.
Well,
the artists.
we have how many artists? 63 artists, and in a variety of media, everything from glass to painting, clay, drawing, metal, jewelry, you name it. We got a sculpture, all kinds of stuff, wide variety. So there's going to be something that somebody's going to be interested in. And we do receive a grant where we can have 14 artists demonstrate.
Okay.
And we spread those out so that you'd be able to catch a number of demonstrations in your walkthrough of the fair at any time.
Okay. Where are the demonstrations happening? Just right along the street outside
yeah,
of
right
there?
next to their booths, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What ones do you know off the top of your head that people can expect to see this year?
Well, we'll have Mary Kelly doing fibers, and we'll have Travis Exlerman doing hand-building clay. Mm-hmm. We'll have Aaron Hoeksema throwing on the wheel. We will have someone else doing print, and we have people doing jewelry, a number of things. Deb Hoffmaster will be doing some jewelry. Mm-hmm. She asked me for a big sturdy table or a stump.
So stay tuned, huh?
Sounds like she's going to be pounding.
Take pictures of that.
Yeah. And we'll have some painters. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Awesome. Sounds exciting.
The one other thing we have downtown, as far as is on West Maumee Street, is our nonprofit row, where we have anywhere from 15 to 20 nonprofit organizations. It just depends on the year. Mm-hmm. That's the focal point for children's art activities. Every nonprofit has to have an art project of some sort. The students, well, they are students, I guess, but the children go through, they do 10 different projects at a nonprofit. Then they go to the Louvre. Mm-hmm. We can't afford to send them to the Louvre in Paris, so we have Louvre Junior, thanks to Pi and the ACA. And that's where they go. They learn about the Louvre itself and the value of that kind of art. Mm-hmm. And then they each receive a piece of original art from ACA artists or our exhibiting artists. Mm-hmm. So it's really cool. We also have My Adventure Theater there, which is an interactive theater where kids can perform. They actually do perform.
Oh, okay.
Both Saturday and Sundays. This is the first time we've had them both days. So lots of stuff for kids to do, and parents too. But that's always a fun street. And that street is sponsored by the Kiwanis Club of Adrian. So
Awesome.
Put that
And do
plug
we
in
have
there.
stuff on all 4 streets downtown?
All 4 streets, yep.
Wow, so lots to see.
It is.
And the vendors set up, they bring a lot of their art in that they sell. People can purchase there, right?
Right.
Correct.
Really unique stuff.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, definitely. If you want something to wear, something to adorn your home with, and you might be surprised the prices are pretty competitive with something like Hobby Lobby, but it's original art from a real person who actually lives in our region.
Yeah.
So the money
which is
stays
exciting.
here.
Which is cool. I mean, because, you can go to any store and get some really beautiful art, but this is unique, one of a kind that you won't see in anybody else's house.
Right.
Yeah. Where are the artists from? I know you said regional, but kind of what's the farthest that you're pulling some artists in
Don
from?
might be best to talk about this.
Well, historically, the furthest we've had 2 or 3 from Florida.
Okay.
But nobody from Florida this year. A pretty good smattering from Ohio, and I think 2 or 3 from Indiana. And then the rest are from Michigan, but it's interesting. A lot of local artists, which we love.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of great local
We
artists
do.
here. But a good smattering of Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, the Detroit region. So, and that seems to be increasing more and more every year. We market pretty heavily to try to get new artists every year. Yet we're pretty selective in that we don't want to grow to the point that we're so many artists that they don't all have good sales. I mentioned that earlier in our discussion, I think. So we think we're pretty much at a good point right now with the number of artists we have. And we also split up the streets into green spaces, or local landscapers do a tremendous job of landscaping. And then we have street entertainment where they perform in those spaces between the artists. So anyway, that's
a little different than other fairs where they'd have a big performance stage. Our entertainment is right amongst the artists, so it keeps our visitors focused and not, taking them to a different area where it's not about visual art.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I know Artalicious for, is like there's always something going on the whole weekend. I mean, some sort of entertainment or a demonstration. Like you go down and there's stuff to do.
Right. Stuff
and there'll
to
be
see.
food too, of course. So now that we have food trucks.
Yeah, the licious part.
That's kind of the tagline, right? Art, music, food.
Yeah.
Is that what we're?
Well, we're all set. We need one more, so I'm working on that. So we have some time.
So a couple good food trucks.
Good food trucks. We had everybody from last year came back. They were a great group. They did very, very well, which is important for them, just as it's important for the artists to do well, make money.
Right.
And we have one that it appears is not going to be able to come back this year, but I'm working on a replacement for that. So
okay, exciting. And can they see the food truck lineup on your website?
I'm not sure. Have it up.
Or we'll just wait and get surprised.
Sure, I haven't posted yet. Yeah.
Okay. We like to be surprised, so.
But it will be, right. So all of our artists are up on our website, which is artalicious.org. They're all up with a picture of some of their work, where they're from, and what their medium is. Okay. And so that's good. All of our entertainment being tweaked a little bit today on the website. That should be finished probably by now, as a matter of fact.
One big band you have coming in, Journey Tribute.
We do. We have a Journey Tribute band, and that's, we do have a stage on South Main Street, and a lot of our entertainment will go there and perform for an hour or so, and then they'll go and perform one of the street locations. So they perform in 2 different locations.
Okay, yeah.
We always kick it off with the Adrian High School Marching Band, and then we have the orchestra, and then we have the Lady Blues. Who else am I missing from Adrian High School? I guess that's it. And then the Journey Tribute, and that's a partnership with the Downtown DDA Main Street program.
Right.
You're very familiar with that. And we, they sponsor that. We're very pleased that the stage is going to be there for 2 days. So we have entertainment on the stage and on the street.
Yeah.
On Sunday, I think we have 4 different acts performing. So.
Wow. Okay.
And we normally don't have bands in the sense that we'll have a 2 or 3 person group. But of course, the Journey group, I don't know how big they are, but they're big time bands.
That'll be fun though.
Another thing we have on the street is, when I was originally planning, because I do a lot of the layout, when I was originally planning this, I thought, wow, it's like a concrete jungle. And then I got this idea that we could have green spaces.
Yeah, I like that.
So Smith's and Barrett's and the county fair, and help me, there's one more. Carpenter Farms.
They don't like me to mention that, but they're wonderful.
They each do a space so that there's some place, we usually put a bench in there. So
Yeah.
you can just go and sit and kind of
Yeah.
lax out if you're listening to music or whatever, that it doesn't look
Shade.
like concrete.
That'll be beautiful. I'm excited to see
Yeah,
that.
they always do a great job.
We're also hopeful, and I sort of confirmed this with Flatlanders Gallery, to have a few small sculptures of theirs placed somewhere downtown. Ken and I are supposed to talk the beginning of September. So
Oh,
again,
okay. All right.
Always planning something. I always got something up your sleeve, Don.
Pardon?
You always got something up your sleeve.
Well,
Just pulling more out for us to do. See.
We like to put a new spin on things. Obviously, the art's the focus, the children, the kids, the nonprofit organization. What I like about, I don't know any other art fair that has nonprofit organizations like the way we do it.
Right.
And then tying that to children's artwork. That's the key. And it's a lot of fun to watch those kids when they come out of the Louvre and they've got a painting or a piece of ceramics that they've never had before.
Yeah, they get to pick their piece that they're going to start their original art collection with. So
can parents sign kids up to be part of this, or are
they just go and
so anyone can come and they can
any kid can do this.
Bring your kids. Yep.
Awesome. That'd be fun. Going back to the street performances, whatever they are, because there's a lot.
Right.
I thought I read on your website a juggler.
There's a
He
juggler.
looked interesting.
We've had him every year except last year.
Yeah.
He broke his leg the day before Artalicious.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Weak excuse.
You don't need a
But
leg
he's
to
back.
do, right?
Eric the juggler. He is really a talented guy, and he does the fire eating thing,
Yeah.
And he was actually in front of a building one year,
Mm-hmm.
and I was standing there watching him, and he was facing this building, and I asked him to please be careful, and he turned around and said, "Why?" I said, "Because a bunch of us, including me, own that building. Don't burn it down." But he's a very talented guy. The kids love him. So along with having him, and My Adventure Theater is one more, just some cool stuff for the kids, and of course the adults love the juggler too. So
Yeah. Awesome. And for adults, speaking of, the Dara District is open during the event, so
that's right. You
get
can
a beverage and
get a
browse.
beverage,
Cruise around.
walk
Yeah,
around.
right.
The Dara District has been. We used to have a beer and wine tent, and that was fine. It was great. But the Dara District is just one more reason why our local bars and restaurants can have more business.
Right.
But they may not have it, on Saturday afternoon necessarily, or Sunday afternoon for sure. So before the Dara District, I remember this couple walking through, just having a delightful time, and holding each had a glass of wine. And I said, "You're not supposed to walk through." And they said, "No, what should we do?" I said, "Go around behind the building, just finish it." So but then we did the Dara District.
Well, you remember my mother in her little roller chair. I don't know. She was waiting for me to show up, and I went behind the Croswell, and parked back there. And that's where she was, because that's why I parked back there. And there she was, sitting in her little roller chair. It had a little seat, sitting there drinking a beer.
Yeah.
And at that time, she
love our
was
parents.
90-something. Yeah.
Just refreshing it up, hydrating a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't blame her. It'll be fun.
Well, we don't
Rules
take
didn't apply,
I guess we don't take ourselves too seriously at Artalicious. We kind of move with the flow.
Yeah.
What impresses me most is, and I walk for miles on those 2 days, is watching, and both of us do, watching people communicate with each other.
Mm-hmm.
That is the coolest part. You'll see people say, "Oh, Jen, I haven't seen you for a couple of years. How are the kids doing? How old are they now?" It's just about community, and that's really why we do it. So
truly is. I mean, it's a really welcoming event, and you don't have to know anything about art to appreciate it and enjoy it. I wish I
can learn a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I'm like the furthest from an artist. I just don't have that skill. But when I go there, it's still, everything is really interesting, intriguing to me.
One of Pi's favorite lines, I think, is, "Please stop by and do all your Christmas shopping early."
That's right. Yeah.
Because our artists have price points. I understand that everything can't be $400 or $200, but they have, prints of their original artwork and things like that, or smaller things. Mm-hmm. And Yeah, I know several people who say they buy a lot of their presents at Artalicious. So
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll do that this year.
Start early.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, so you can snag all the good stuff before
Right.
everyone goes through. Any other activities we should know about planned for this year that are special or
Yes, almost
in?
forgot about this. For many, many years, we've had an auction every year. It used to be called Charity.
Right.
Then we went to
Birdhouses.
birdhouses. I'm trying to think what we called it. Not just for the birdhouse auction.
Right,
Anyway.
right.
But and then last year, the Michigan Ohio Woodturners Club donated everything for the auction, and we donated all the proceeds to Adrian High School, Adrian Public Schools, and then to ACA. This year, the theme is in the garden.
Okay.
So it's anything you want to create that you might find in the garden. I made a birdhouse a couple of years ago, and I found it in my garage, and I'm going to enter it.
Are you?
Because it could be in a garden.
I got to make something yet. I haven't had time yet.
Hang on one of the shepherd's hooks.
Yeah. I got to get busy on that.
So how does that work? Anyone can do
Anyone
something
can
and
bring
donate.
anything.
Donate as part of the auction. Okay.
Bring it in. We just, there's a form. We ask them to, information. What's the opening bid? What do you think the opening bid should be? We don't want to start at $1,
Yeah.
And then what's the incremental bid? So that usually raises $2,000, $2,500, which we almost always try to give to youth art programs somewhere. So
awesome, giving back, and I love it.
And the library handles that for us. And talk about partners. I mean, we have great partners. Adrian Center for the Arts, the library. They just, every time we want to be in a meeting, and the library director will say, we need somebody to do that. Oh, we'll take care of that.
Yeah, they're very supportive.
They are. They're great. Jen's fabulous.
We're lucky. So 16th year for the festival, and it's just grown. How did this get started and to where we're at now, Pi?
Well, a long time ago, in 2007, I was meeting with a group of people who were interested in doing something like this, doing something creative. And that group was Susan Hoffman, who is the executive director of the ASO, Mary Scott, executive director of the Croswell, Marilyn Scheibel, who was the Lenawee Conference and Visitors Bureau director at that time, Kyle Hoffman, who was the DDA director, me, I taught at Adrian College in the art department and have an interest in community art. Am I missing somebody? And Paula Holtz from Tecumseh. So we were meeting about doing something like this, and we got serious and made it happen. But the first couple of years were a great learning curve. It's not near as hysteric now than it used to be, because we kind of know the ropes, what worked, what didn't work, because a lot of it's trial and error. What's going to fly here doesn't fly every place. And, having some creative ideas to make ours a little more distinctive, like the music, involved, the demonstrations, the Kid Street, the Louvre, all that stuff makes us a little bit more unique. And, that's what is fun, is trying to be creative with what can you do.
Make it different than other art fairs.
Right. And so then the committee just kept going, and many of those people moved away. I'm the only person left from that original core. And then Don came on, and we got some other people involved. And I don't know, should we talk about the next step?
Well, I think it's a little early yet.
A little early.
Drop it. This is where we want to hear it first.
Well, we'd like to retire, but
you're gonna pass the torch.
Well,
one of the things when you do something like that is you have to have planning for who's going to make it continue, because as you get older, this is very physically demanding.
Yeah.
And as you get older, it gets harder. Because I was much younger then. And we used to do the flags over Maumee, which I really loved. All the schools would do, and we'd have a theme. And it just got to where I physically couldn't handle it anymore. So we had to stop doing that, unfortunately.
But our plan now is to try to pretty aggressively move in the direction of who's going to replace us, and who's the next generation of the leadership, because we have too much invested in this in our downtown. And our downtown is growing. We've got First Fridays. We've got other things going on. these are the things that bring people to. These are the things, the reasons people want to move to Lenawee County, is that we have these things that we're offering. So she mentioned a bit of chaos. When I joined in 2010, I didn't think there could be that much chaos. and people
like, what is this?
Arguing about how to do, where should that tent go and all that. And I thought, oh my God, who got me involved in this? That's Chris Miller's fault. He did. But anyway, I thanked him for it ever since. But
well, and we are actively looking for volunteers, and it doesn't have to be to the level of commitment that Don and I have.
Right.
If you have 5 hours to spend, we can use your help.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Per year.
Good.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else for this year? Do we want to mention again the dates and times for the event?
Downtown Adrian.
Saturday and Sunday, September 16th and 17th.
And artalicious.org.
Artalicious.org. Right?
Okay. And you're on Facebook.
11, and on Facebook. 11 to 7 on Saturday, 11 to 5 on Sunday, and entertainment Saturday night with the Journey Tribute.
Mm-hmm. And it's free.
Right.
It's free.
We didn't say that in all of this. It's all free, unless you buy stuff.
The food's not free. The art's not free, but everything else
things.
is free.
Come and support the artists. I know we have like 16 artists from the Adrian Center for the Arts who are participating, who are members or residents out at the Arts Center. And, of course, the musicians. Many of them are from our local area. So if they have a good audience, they feel a little bit better about coming to perform at Artalicious, and that's what we want them to do, is feel good about coming to perform at Artalicious.
Exactly.
Or coming and showing at Artalicious their artwork.
Wait, real quick. I wanted to ask this question. Who came up with the name Artalicious?
Oh, God. It's me.
Not me.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it just came out of my head. Like I said, it's the creative thing.
Yeah.
I can't turn it off.
Leave it up to Pi.
Yeah.
I would have just said, hey, we're having a art fair downtown. Come on down.
Adrian Art Fair, right? All right. Well, thanks, Don and Pi, for being on. We look forward to a really successful event. Fingers crossed for amazing weather and a great turnout.
One final thing. Thank you to you and everybody at Visit Lenawee for your support. It's really important to us. We really appreciate
Definitely.
that.
Yeah. And speaking of anyone who is coming out of town to enjoy Artalicious, go to visitlenawee.com. You can find all your lodging needs and other things to do in the area while you're here. So check us out, and we hope to see you in September.